Hello everyone from Patio Frutal. This is Sergio coming at you from the fruitful yard. Today we are standing in front of my ever-growing pawpaw tree. Pawpaw tree, it's quite tall. I say probably getting close to 30 feet tall. It's about 9 years old, and unless you cap the top, it's gonna keep on growing. And as we can see above the gazebo, that's my NC1 pawpaw, which is also growing. They are both from the same age, but my NC1 has been the latest producer. So today I'm going to give you an update on the pawpaw fruit. They're about 1.5 inches in length right now, and as you can see, it's going to have a nice crop this year. Um, they're looking very good size. You can see how many they are. That's in a single branch there. See, quite a good. The advantage of the pawpaw, which is in the Annonaceae family, mainly the soursop, sweet sap, ceremoia, atemoia. It's in the same family. This is the only one that was gifted to us by God. And it's the only one that can live. It is native here to the northern USA, and can take the cold. No matter what the cold is, it can take it. Minus 15 degrees. Well, the lowest I have experienced here is minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And in taking it like a champ. So this is the only one in the Annonaceae family that is native to the cold. That's why anybody who lives in cold Europe, Germany, should be growing this fruit, because even though it is taken to the cold, it is also very delicious and medicinal. You can take the leaves, make tea with it. You can make tea, you can eat the fruit. The fruit is delicious. Don't eat the skin of the fruit because it is a little bit bitter, has a little bit bitter aftertaste. But I want you to see that I have a bird behind me making all kinds of noises. It's called a catbird, and it's a cute bird. It's a great color bird, and she loves to sing. She can imitate any bird. But anyway, so this one is my mango pawpaw that we are going around. And you can see there is fruit everywhere. Look at that. Last year, we had bundles of 6 fruit from a single flower. But that's all right. That was our most biggest bunches. We don't know this year because I haven't climbed all the way up there. But I can tell you there is fruit all the way up. So these pawpaw, they right now, because they have this plant here, which right now they're touching branches right now. But they are originally about 12 feet apart. My NC ones and my pawpaw one. So that's what they do, the cross-pollination now with the insects. Some people like to put like a chicken leg up in the tree to attract bugs, because it's not a honeybee that is going to pollinate your plants. It's either a fly, and the varieties of flies that does the cross-pollination it's unbelievable. There's tiny flies and tiny fruit flies, and to the big house flies, and I don't know, all the insects that like stinky stuff will come to these flowers and come and help them do the cross-pollination. So I just had the camera way up, way at about 9 feet, so you can have a closer look at the progress of these pawpaws, which are nice, very nice. So Anyhow, so at the beginning of the, well, not at the beginning, the middle of the spring, we had 6 days of frost in a 7-day period. So that caused a lot of damage to a lot of fruits. So I'm gonna take a walk here close to the chicken coop, and it's unbelievable how everything is overgrown. So I have here, this is my prolific pawpaw. I want to show you this bunch here. This bunch here has 6, let me see, find you again, there you go. This one has 6 fruit. Again, this is my most abundant bunch that I can see right now because I really haven't looked at it. They're starting to put on some weight now. I mean, fortunately here in my zone 6B in Rhode Island, in New England, the USA, it's been raining quite a bit. It was a very wet winter, wet spring, so the fruits and all the everything else is growing quite well, to the point that I'm going to have to cap my pawpaw trees because I don't want them to get too tall, because the fruit will drop from too high and it gets bruised quite easily. Oh, I also want to show you this hole here. So these are runners. I'll show you right here. These are runners that came out from this prolific pawpaw plant, and it's not far, maybe 2.5 feet from the plant. So you can dig them up, try to dig up a good sized hole, and you cut the roots that are coming from the plant, and that's how you transplant it. But I advise you to, if you are to do that in early spring. That way, you do it in early spring, and you won't have, it'll be better chances to survive your plant. So, pawpaw, my favorite fruit here. Also here, I wanted to show you this plant. This plant is called red currant. Let's see, look at that. It's interlacing with the pawpaw. This is a young pawpaw, hasn't produced yet. It had a couple of flowers, but with those days of frost, they die easily because usually the first flower they fall off. You have to do hand pollination usually on the first flowers. That way you can get some, you can have a better chance to get some pawpaw the first time it flowers. Usually the first flowers will fall off, and you usually don't get any. But then the following year you'll make up for it. So this here is a red currant. There's recipes in there to make muffins, jelly, and all good things, I guess. But I have this plant here, and basically I have it here for the birds. That little bird that was at the beginning of the video making all that noise, she's the one that enjoys it the most. So sometimes you have to share the abundance with the birds. But anyway, so we're gonna walk up this way, and I want you to see how my Japanese persimmons are doing this year. They're doing quite well. This plant right now is about 6 feet tall, and this is going on a year and a half. This is a Nikita's gift. This is not a Japanese. This is a hybrid Japanese and American persimmon called Nikita's gift. So that one is a mixed hybridized plant. This one is a Japanese. This one, it's only been on the ground for a couple of months. This one is called Fuyu. That is a Fuyu that I just planted a couple of months ago. Precisely I got the dates on my things, so as you know, it was April 26th, so it's about 2 months old. So it's doing quite well. That one there is another pawpaw bunch of trees, and that one is all from rootstocks and also from seedlings that are in there. Look at this. These are seedlings. Put a lot of seeds in there, and they're just taking flight. But this one, it's already capped. This one is about 10 feet tall, and the side shoots are still growing. I don't think I have any fruits in this one, although I did have flowers for the second time. But this one, because it's in a little bit taller open area, this one they got the flowers, they got cooked. So it's okay, I'm not gonna get a lot here, but I'm gonna get somewhere else. So this one here is a Japanese plum, yellow plum to be precise. And what I want you to see is the damage that frost do have on the plants. These plants were covered like snow from so many flowers. And when we had all those frosts, I did cover them. I put a tarp over it, trying to protect it, but it was just too many days consecutively. So what happened at that point is that the insects that will be cross-pollinating, they get affected by the frost. They hide away, or they simply could die too from the frost. So as a result, there's a lot of fruit that didn't get really cross-pollinated, so it's all dropping here, as you see here on the floor. I mean, it's very likely that many of them will stay on the plant. This is called the Shiro plum. And this plant is a fast-growing plant because it is not a dwarf. So, let's see if I find this tag. So it is Shiro plum, standard. When it is a standard, that means that the growth rate of this plant is going to be a normal. It's not going to be a stunt. So it's going to be a fast grower. So that's what happened with this tree. I mean, it has produced at the beginning tremendous amount of plum, and then it stopped producing because I cut off the ones you used to cross-pollinate with, and that made it, the plums will fall off when they were little. So for that reason, I planted out there. That one is a elephant heart plum, and that one, as you see in my previous video, it was covered with blooms, and I protected it, but none of them came to materialize because of the frost. But because of all the flowers in there, my plum back here did get cross-pollinated, so that's why I still am going to have some fruit coming from that tree. This one here is another, this is a Japanese persimmon, and this one is a year old. This one is called Hashia, Asian persimmon, grafted. And this one I have a tag also. So that was in March 16, 2023. And this one is a stringent Japanese persimmon. It is a large fruit, larger than the Americans. American persimmons are very small, close to like an egg size, sort of, a small egg in size. So this one is first year that survived in the ground. I protected it just like I did my figs, and it survived beautifully, because when they're young plants, you have to baby it here in the Northeast, where temperature are at the marginal where they will survive or die. So if you baby it, they will survive, and then hopefully they will mature and produce, because the roots will keep on growing, and that's when they become survivable. This one here is a Pakistani mulberry, which I had inside the root cellar, and you see here she's in a pot, but she's growing roots under there on the ground. They're going outside the pot. She's doing well. This is my Shiro plum. My heart of elephant plum. All the flowers got cooked, And this one here is my, let's see, where are we? This is my flat peach, Saturn peach. It's also called the donut peach because it looks like a little donut, as you can see there. This one is going to have fruit for the first time that are going to grow to eatable size. It's a very crunchy white flesh and it's delicious. So back here we have the area where all of my figs that were inside the root cellar are. Well, not all of them. There's only like 28 plants here. But what I want you to see is all the air layers that I made earlier this month are here. These are all the air layers that I cut off from the plant. They all survive. Some better than others. Like they have a little dead spot because they're under stress sometimes from having the root ball from the air layer there, cutting off kind of the food supplies that they need. But now that they have established themselves in the bag, as you can see, they already start to grow. Everywhere they see signs of growth. You can see every tip has little signs of growth. So they're gonna go on the ground. It's either here or on the other side back there. But I have to put a fence up here. That's to protect it from the deers and bears that could come to the yard. As you can see, we're in the back of a forest, and back there's nothing but forest. We don't call it forest, we call it the woods. But anyway, it is a forest, and that's why I have to fence this area here, because if I plan to plant corn and beans over here, well, I have to fence it in. As you see, I did my burn over there, got my permit from the state, from the fire department, and I burned quite a bit of wood from all those dead falling trees that I cut down because they were dead. So now I have quite an open area here to plant more sustainable crops. These are pears. That's American persimmons. And these are other cuttings of fig that I'm going over here. As you see there, they all got their tags. See, they're growing right there. So hopefully this one all will make it. They scraggle a little bit, but they'll keep on growing, and soon enough they'll be part of the epic growing fig forest. So I'm gonna come up here so you can see all their fig plants. Also, this one here that you see intertwined with other varieties of pawpaw, it's called 244, I think, believe the name of this variety. And this one here, I just feijoa. These are Brazilian guava that can take the cold with protection, of course. But since it's getting overgrown by these pawpaws, and these are my Taiwan guavas, Taiwanese guava. These are more feijoas and more feijoas over there. These are all different varieties of trees. Oh, I want to show you this one here. This one is a jujube tree, and it's having little flowers. Follow my little finger there. There's a tiny little flower right there. So they're starting to open up. There you are. They're tiny, tiny little flowers. A very delicious fruit. Not overly sweet. Wow, look at this, all these flowers. I didn't notice that it was flowering already. So yeah, they are opening up all these branches, and right next to it, I planted it. This one variety is called Chancy Lee. It's right on that tag there. And this one that I just planted here, and I can't believe it. This tiny little plant has flowers too. So this one is to do the cross-pollination. This is a lang jujube. Lang jujube. And this little thing, unbelievably, has flowers. I can't believe it. That thing is only maybe a foot, 14 inches tall, and it has flowers already, which is awesome. Because I also have this one called, this one is a sea, black sea jujube. And this one also has tiny little flowers, which is very nice. But that one is a year old. That one's been a year on the ground. So over here, I have my fig road, which is my road of figs. And we have some developments. This one is a Briva fig, quite a good size already, almost like an egg size. And well, this is the main crop right there. So just grown a few fruits already. And those are going to be the main crop for the end of August, September, October. We'll be having some figs. These other ones, well, I don't see any of these other plants, but not all of them are mature enough to produce, but they do have, they're starting to develop nicely. These are only year-old plants, and they're starting to push up little buds here and there, fruit buds. So hopefully we'll be having some figs on these plants this year. Not too many. This one here is a Briva. This is my Olympian fig, which is having a lot of little main crops, figs everywhere. But these are more mature plants than the one back there. So I also have here my Jenny kiwis, which are producing for the very first time. And these are large fruits. Also, gotta show you here, these are garlic. These are garlic that I dug out from this area here. And the garlic you plant about in October, when it's already getting cold. You put them in the ground and you just forget about it. And then when it's June, the following year, that's when you harvest the garlic. That's a cycle right there. So this one here is my garden area where I grow my tomatoes and stuff. But I had to replace my fences because the rabbits were getting in, and because it was a low fence, the deers were getting in. So I'm going to put a fence that it is 6 feet tall, and this is the marking of where the fences are going to go. That's the fence right there that is going to go up. And back over there you can see part of the greenhouse and some of the stuff that I have to cut out of the way to open up the area. So we got some pear trees over there, more figs. So I want to show you the Jenny kiwi and the meter, which are just huge fruits. They've only been up for like a week or so, 9 days. Look at the size of those fruits. I'm gonna put my fingernails so you can see how big those fruits are already. Look at that. They're way bigger than my fingernail. And, well, they're a little bit fuzzy, as you can see right there. They're a little bit fuzzy, but if you look right next to it, we have the meter. You can see that the meters are just clean. They have a little brush on the bottom of it, and I'm not sure if this one is going to be a red variety of kiwi, the meter, but look, there is lots of baby kiwis, Arctic kiwis. Yeah, I said figs, maybe I got figs in my mind, but as you can see, there's lots of fruits everywhere. Look at that. Look at those bunches of babies. I'm gonna be fishing on this thing. There's lots of it. If I bring you up, these are called Meter and Anna. These two varieties. And this one over here with the big leaves is called Jenny kiwis, Arctic kiwis. So, I mean, let's see if I see some more on this side. Because now that the sun went out, and I'm losing sight of it. But there they are. Look at that. Beautiful. Well, there you go, guys. From Patio Frutal. I suggest you guys that are not subscribe. Leave me a comment, and I'll can answer your questions if you have any. And from Patio Frutal, like, share, subscribe. Have a great evening.